The new 1-on-1 rules for the Ultimate Shootout are simple. There are multiple ways to score points. 1 point is awarded for a kill, and then players will switch sides. If there is a simultaneous kill, then both players will be awarded a point. There are 3 buzzers located at the 50-yard line: blue, red, and black. 8 seconds before the round starts, the bonus buzzer, worth 4 points, will be indicated by a puff of smoke and announced to the competitors, potentially changing their strategy at the last second. The other 2 buzzers are worth 3 points each, but the round only ends after an elimination, and the players can hit more than 1 buzzer in a round. If the players get 3 kills in a row, they'll activate a kill streak bonus, and every kill thereafter they will receive an additional 3 points, plus the point for a kill, for a total of 4 points. The kill streak carries over, and only ends when their opponent gets a kill. The first player to reach 20 points wins the match. If there is a tie, rounds will be played until the tie is broken, and if both players get past 20 points in a round, the highest score will win. It's fitting that we have 2 Texas paintball legends battling each other in the final match to see who will take the victory at the very first Ultimate Shootout. Matt "Fuzzy" Jackson vs. Dimitri Ninios, both considered 2 of the finest gunfighters to ever come out of the great state of Texas. They have both fought for years to elevate their skills and to carve out a niche amongst the highest echelons of the sport. With similar styles and playing the same positions, Jackson and Ninios are 2 of the sharpest and craftiest snapshot artists in this competition. But before we jump into the final battle, let's take a closer look at these 2 competitors and their journey through the first Ultimate Shootout. Dimitri Ninios is a champion, helping San Antonio X Factor win 2 consecutive victories in the NXL just last year and a series title. He bounced around early in his career as a young phenom, playing for many of the top teams all over the country, before coming home and settling down with San Antonio X Factor after learning lessons along the way. His deep paintball knowledge and heightened situational awareness in pressure situations is a testament to all those he battled with and against during his long and arduous road to the top of the game. His matchup at the quarterfinals was against one of these mentors. His opponent, Mark Johnson, helped guide Ninios during the early part of his career and was instrumental in bringing him back to Texas paintball. Johnson tried to take advantage of their shared history and get in Meter's head before and during the match. Johnson played the aggressor early, hitting buzzers and winning gunfights, eventually taking the lead 8-3. But Meter stayed focused and started racking up points on a kill streak. But then Johnson was able to cancel the streak and start to claw back. But the damage was done. Ninios hit his stride and finished off Johnson with a buzzer and another kill streak to take the score to 21-12 and move into the semi-final battle against his current teammate, aggressive speed demon Jesse Stevens. His plan was to play smart and control the game, trying to stop Jesse pushing forward towards the buzzers, and then utilize his ability to read the field and get buzzers of his own. But Meter was able to control Mark Johnson and rack up points using kill streaks. The question was, could he control Stevens, who's smaller, faster, and presented a different level of challenge? Jesse took the early lead and they battled back and forth, trading out kills. Stevens, true to form, played more aggressive, but fatigue and gear problems ended up costing him.
Ended this kill streak. Dimitri Ninios fiercely, though, engaging in the gunfight as Jesse Stevens takes some ground in the center of the field.
Elimination.
And Jesse trying to
Kill
get,
streak bonus.
and it looks like, yeah, and that is going to do it. So Jesse was risking trying to get into a space where he could hit that black buzzer and try to come back. But Dimitri Ninios able to get that kill and put 4 more points on the board to give him the 20.
Ninios held the line again, racking up kill streak points and winning the match 20-9. Moving into the finals to play Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson's hard-nosed approach to the game has helped rocket his team up the ranks, as AC Dallas has made it into the finals 4 times in the past few seasons. Along the way, he has earned the right to be called one of the best players in the world, and his elite off-the-break shot is feared by every pro in the league. Last year at the 4th event, he took home the coveted Golden Barrel Top Gun Award as the player with the most total kills. With no flaws in his game, he was the odds-on favorite coming into this Ultimate Shootout. He can create offensive magic in the most chaotic moments, in the closest points. But it wasn't looking good for the favorite at the start of his close quarterfinal battle with the wily Nate Roberts. They traded off the break shots early, and both started attacking, but Nate went up big mid-match, hitting the bonus buzzer and getting a kill streak bonus for 4 points and going up 11-2.
And here comes Nate. Looks like Nate might be getting that bonus buzzer, and I think he just got caught. No, I don't think so. And Matt thought that he shot Nate, but no call was made from the referee, and that's a little bit of a mental mistake there.
But undaunted, Matt Jackson clocked in and started coming back.
Cutting towards the center, but Matt playing more aggressive, up and over the top, gunfight dominant. He's going to get that bonus buzzer and stay alive, and then he gets the shot in on Nate too. So here comes Matt Jackson.
He was able to win a gunfight and stop the kill streak. The battle raged back and forth all match, until Jackson had carved out a 19-17 lead, just 1 point away from victory, with a kill streak engaged. But Nate Roberts was close. He just needed a buzzer to take the win himself. But Jackson whipped his gun around and dialed in his famous off-the-break shot, getting the kill and moving on into the semifinals to take on his aggressive teammate, Ryan Hall.
So see, BJ, no, they're still going to meet in the middle. Boom. Oh, and they run right into each other. And it looks like a collision here as BJ Henningberg pretty much stabs Ryan. Now, Ryan, a former football player, I think BJ also. So they kind of took it both, no problem, bounced off each other. But BJ, check to BJ's the bigger man. So he was, yeah, so it's going to be a mutual kill. BJ hit that buzzer just in case, but
it would prove to be yet another close battle. Both players started off the semifinals aggressive, but Jackson was able to secure the bonus buzzer and take an early 5-3 lead as they traded out. Jackson then stacked up more kills, but Hall kept it close with kills of his own, as both players had a similar aggressive strategy in this tight match. Jackson took it to 16-13 when he shot Hall trying to make it out towards the bonus buzzer, and then he closed out the win by pushing up the center and stomping on his third buzzer hit of the match, taking the victory.
Oh, you see that?
yeah, he able to get in there and hit
You
that
see
buzzer.
that?
And then did a
And
little
he claps
360
him
and
up.
he gets the win. That might be enough. That's going to be enough. Yeah, as soon as he hit that buzzer. So Matt Jackson going to take the victory here in the semifinals. He knocks out his teammate, Ryan Hall, who, even though a pretty tough game out of Ryan Hall, man. He's a tough kid, a tough man, and he definitely showed it out here.
It was a solid showing by Ryan Hall, but Matt Jackson moved on into the final battle.
Going into the final matches, it is going to be Matt Jackson versus Dimitri Ninios. How are you feeling going into this finals? You've already played quite a few times today. Are you tired?
My legs are, feeling it a little bit, but I think Meter's feeling a little bit too. So it'll be interesting. I hope it's not super slow, just because we both want to win, and neither one of us want to lose to each other. Right? That's kind of like the big thing here. You win this, you got bragging rights a little bit. So I hope it's not slow, but I think it'll be a little bit slower than some of the other ones.
Give me a little background on you two. Set the stage. I've heard there's a little history between you guys.
Yeah, Meter's always been in Texas. From my understanding, I didn't really know him when I was growing up. Our first same team or rivalry or whatever you want to call it. He was part of the AC program when me and the VCK guys came along too, and we had some little tiffs and things like that on the team, disagreements of things and all that kind of stuff. So I think that was the start of the beef, if you want to call it that. And I think it's always anything in Texas. There's a little Texas pride in each one of us. So you always want to beat the other guy out. But yeah, I think that's really the big thing. And over the years, we played against each other. He plays a 2, just like I do. So we play against each other, against X Factor, things like that. But
yeah, well, it should be good. You always want to be the best team in Texas, the best player in Texas. There's a lot of competition. Well, good luck to you. We'll see how it goes.
Appreciate it.
Going into finals, now I've got Dimitri Ninios. How are you feeling going into this finals match?
Everything's good. It's been a long, hot, fun day, but I'm stoked to be here and ready to get into it.
Cool, calm, and collected. Now you and Matt Jackson have a history together. You have a relationship.
Absolutely.
So coming into this match, is it a little bit of a grudge match or a rivalry?
Definitely a rivalry. And then today, as you're competing, if you're better players seek out better players, so you're sharing tips and insight, what you're seeing just naturally. And then, when you have a past with this player, it's going to come down to who wants it more clearly. But in Texas specifically, this is the rivalry of Texas. In this newer generation, this is it. We've been on teams together, we've left teams, and it's going to be an exciting match. And there's a lot to play for.
Couldn't ask for a better episode 1 finals match against 2 top Texas players. There's so many Texas players,
Absolutely.
but like you said, the ultimate battle.
We've been in this game together and against each other for a long time, decade plus. So this is absolutely a Dallas-Houston rivalry as much as it is just a Texas and a good player rivalry. So it's going to be exciting.
All right, well, let's get to it. Back to you, Maddie.
Here we go, the finals in the Ultimate Shootout, the very first Ultimate Shootout ever, about to go down. It's Dimitri Ninios and Matt Jackson. I'm Matty Marshall. I have TJ Danner. I feel one of the best one-on-one players in the world. Unfortunately, with an injury, so he's out here coaching today. That means I'm lucky to have him commentating this finals. Obviously very familiar with Matt Jackson, a teammate of his, and Dimitri Ninios has been in Texas paintball forever. I know you're super familiar with him as well, too. We're in Texas event. We got all these Texas pros out here, the 2 that made it. Meter, Matt Jackson, TJ, who do you got? What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's going to be a super exciting matchup to watch. I mean, I've grown up with Meter since we were little kids, and then obviously I've played with Matt for the last however many years. But I mean, I got to take my boy Matt in this one. I
figured.
think Fuzzy's going to run away.
I got to
with it.
ask, but I figured.
Yeah, I think Fuzzy's going to run away with it. Honestly, I think he's, one of the best gunfighters in the world, and the way Meter's been playing this a little bit slower, trying to be gun dominant, I think he's just playing into Fuzzy's strengths. So, I mean, that's how I think it's going to go.
Meter Ninios had to fight through Mark Johnson, a guy that helped cut his teeth in this game, took him down 21-12, then moved on and fought Jesse Stevens, who defeated Clint Johnson in the quarterfinals. That was an awesome matchup, but Meter Ninios ended up running away with that one towards the end. 29 was that score to make it to the finals. Matt Jackson, he went through Nate Roberts, no slouch himself, one of the original Wonder Kids, the talented guys coming up, helped build the AC program, then came and fought his teammate Ryan Hall, who had to fight through BJ Henningberg. That was an awesome battle. So the stage is set here for the finals. First Ultimate Shootout ever, and looking forward to this one. And I don't know. For me, I feel like it's pretty even. The way that Meter cut up Mark, went through Jesse. Jesse really wanted it. Mark was chirping in his ear the whole time. He got through mentally tough. But Matt Jackson is one of the best off-the-break shooters in the world. They both actually have very similar styles of play. They're both cerebral, smart guys. They both can play aggressive. They can play defensive. They pretty much complete paintball players. Play a similar position as well, too. Meter Ninios, defending series champ from the NXL, really was a crucial member of their squad. And then Matt Jackson's, don't mean anything to this because you're sitting right next to me, but I think he's the best player on your guys' team.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Matt's one of the best players in the world.
Definitely agree with that. So orange jersey is going to be Matt Jackson. It's also going to be an orange bonus button and the buzzer, and Meter Ninios in the blue. Meter and Matt here battling in the finals here in the first round. As it looks like, both content to just sit and try to get gunfight dominance from that back center. And Matt Jackson gets shot. TJ trying to get to his first bunker, pushing towards that orange buzzer side of the field.
In that set, it's always going to be like that.
Do I?
If we in our set, it'll always be like that.
That's what I said.
Both of Fuzzy and Meter are more counterattack style players, in where they like to be able to see where the other guy goes and read and react off of that. And so you see kind of both guys playing a little bit more patient there. So I think we're going to get a lot of that, where you see kind of maybe a little bit longer one-on-ones in this, just because they're both great gunfighters and they're both kind of want to be able to see the field and read and react from there. So I think you'll get a little bit less of the making big runs for buzzers. But that's also, I think they both know that, so it'll be interesting to see if guys mix it up and try to play a little bit more aggressive.
I agree with you. I think we've seen quite a bit of that. Guys typically are feeling each other out before they get real reckless, though depending on the style of player, we've definitely seen guys start to push the issue immediately. But I agree with you. These guys play counterattack paintball, typically speaking, and I think we are going to see a little bit of a feeling out process unless a window of opportunity opens up or they create it. So now Meter going to risk it a little bit, trying to get out wide, and he does slightly. Matt Jackson in that back bunker up and over the top here, right-handed. Meter also right-handed, looking inside. And then Matt's going to push up to the stand-up, and here comes Meter. Meter's going to post it easily, come over the top and pick up Matt. I think he got the drop on Matt before Matt hit that black buzzer.
Ah, you loader.
And now a little aggression here, TJ, to get that blue buzzer easily.
Yeah, I'm not sure the refs call on if Fuzzy got the buzzer clean or not. It looked to me like Meter shot him in the loader. But
from my point of view,
When you jumped, I was literally like this as I was.
yeah.
That's what it felt like.
From my point, it looked like I got your loader.
Before that?
Yeah, as you're doing this. But what they give you?
I think he said buzzer.
For Fuzz. 4 points.
That's where it kind of gets crazy.
Remember what I was saying?
Yeah.
It's just runner's advantage if the refs don't see it.
Kind of crazy on that for sure.
it's a bang-bang play, and it's one of those ones where it's so tough to know, and that's where you get a little bit, sometimes a little extra reward for taking the risk and going for it.
It's tough. It's bang-bang, and he was super close to it. We had a really good angle, obviously. We've got the eye in the sky, best view in the house, so we do have a little bit better view. We have referees surrounding him, but if that call stands, it's going to be 4-5, and just essentially, we just reset with a different point spread.
Back there waiting for his vision. I think you should expect that again. All right, he's scared of you hitting that kill streak.
Yeah.
I'll be setting him up for a kill streak here, which is a big bonus, and I think this kill streak is going to be really important in this match as they go back and forth. I think you'll see a lot more kill streaks coming on and off than they will hit the buzzers, but so it's interesting to see what Fuzzy will come out here and do, if he tries to play a little bit conservative or if he just wants to go and trade out with Meter and end the kill streak right there.
Yeah, it's imperative right now for Matt Jackson that he get the kill on Meter right now so that he can keep that kill streak away. Well, it's going to be a blue bonus buzzer here by the car wash. We'll see if Meter can stack up some kills on this kill streak. And we're going to I think we're going to see a lot of this, like you said, TJ, where they're just going to feel each other out a little bit and try to get a little gunfight dominance first before they make their move.
Yeah, and I think when you see people both play like this, you can tell that they have a lot of respect for each other's skills as gunfighters and like that, and shooters off the break. They know that, they're not going to be able to take some of these big, crazy bites that they were able to take against some of the other players.
Well, to start things out, Meter, Meter, oh, shit, wow. I was about to say that Meter was pushing Matt a little bit around as he was getting those first couple kills and taking the initiative, and he was the first to make the moves and a little bit more dominant in his gunfights. But all you got to do is make a shot to stop that. Yeah, and that's exactly what Matt just did.
And that's a huge kill right there because it stops the kill streak there. So now it's really as a reset. I think the score is 5-5 now. Yeah, 5-5 now. So it's completely reset where the kill streak's not there, and now they can just go back. And like you said, I think Meter was a little bit more gun dominant there, but I mean Fuzzy's got one of the best snapshots in the world, and Meter's one of the best snapshots as well. So it's one of those ones where, like you said, you just got to put one paintball on the guy.
Two of the favorites made it to the finals. Not much of a surprise. And when you're Dimitri Ninios or Matt Jackson, you come and play a one-on-one event like this, it would be a disappointment if you didn't take the victory. Again, on paper, I think because Matt Jackson was a Golden Barrel Award winner, he plays every single point for you guys and has really carved himself out that niche on your team and in the league in general, that on paper you got to give Matt maybe a little bit of the favorite here as far as the odds are concerned. But, But Meter's amazing too, and he's played for a laundry list of the top teams in the world. Oh, but it looks like Meter getting a little bit of a bad start, had to turn his gun on here, but now able to start ripping a lane. Matt Jackson still, though, at that back spot as they joust to get gun dominance. Both in identical positions, up and over the top.
Yeah, and they're in weird positions where they're both over the top of that. They can only see each other on one side of the bunker. So you can actually edge out and hide a little bit and still have good vision over the field there.
Dimitri Ninios going towards that orange bunker. Matt Jackson going towards the blue bunker. He's going to get it easily, but it looks like Dimitri Ninios was also able to get that orange bunker. Still battling here, having a load of pods.
Interesting to see if Meter can go and get the next buzzer here. Both players making a play for the center.
So it looks like Meter was
able to get
shot in on Matt Jackson, but they both hit buzzers.
Yeah, that's my...
Matt
Ref
Jackson
checking out Fuzzy there.
Who knows?
Yeah, so it does appear that Dimitri Ninios did get that shot. They both hit buzzers.
Yeah, definitely both hit buzzers. Mutual there. Okay.
3-point buzzer for Meter or for Fuzz? Both? No. This was the bonus buzzer here. So Fuzz got the bonus. Fuzz gets the bonus buzzer. Meter gets the regular buzzer.
So it'll be 5 points there for Fuzzy and 4 for Meter, as Fuzzy got the bonus buzzer, and then they traded out there. So
9-10 here, a slight advantage now for Matt Jackson.
Yeah, and you saw a real smart play from Meter there. After he got that first buzzer, he was able to go back and attack towards the center buzzer, really looking to go get 2 buzzers. And so it really forced Fuzzy to go there and trade out with him. So a smart play there by Meter.
It is interesting from the strategic standpoint. Like when you watch an MMA battle and fight, and they start kind of dancing around each other, looking for weaknesses, throwing some jabs, respecting each other's power. That's kind of what we saw in the beginning of this match. Meter was a little bit more aggressive, but now they're starting to throw down a little bit here. They've sized each other up, and they're starting to push the issue. But I'm just wondering, are they going to pivot and try to maybe go to a little bit more conservative game plan, go back to try to get those kills and get the kill streak, or are they going to continue to push the issue?
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to sit here and watch because it definitely has that finals feel, right? I mean, you can tell both the players really want it, and like you said, there's not a lot of love lost between Fuzzy and Meter, so I know they both really want it out here, and you can feel the intensity.
Yeah, so here we go again. Meter in blue. Oh, again, having problems with the start with his gun, so he's got to turn his gun on. That allows Matt to get all the way up to the center, and he's going to be able to potentially get. He's going to get the bonus buzzer. It's the black.
My gun keeps turning off.
He did not get
Not
it.
ideal.
So Matt Jackson, Fuzzy, was able to get the kill on Meter before he hit the bonus buzzer.
Yeah, but really smart play by Meter there. And what you saw is once Fuzzy got close to the bunker, Meter was basically just ride or die. And he stood over the top of his bunker, didn't go in, and was just going to say, look, you got to shoot me. You're not going to be able to hit the buzzer. Yeah. And that's a smart play right there because it'd be 1 point for the buzzer, or 1 point for the kill versus 3 or 4 for the buzzer. So it's the right idea there. When the guy gets close to the buzzer, you really got to focus on being gun dominant and really ride or or die.
That's
there.
a couple points now, though, a couple rounds, as we're calling them, that Meter has had to fiddle with his gun a little bit before he can actually rip a lane. And that really allowed Fuzz to get some penetration in that center of the field. And since the bonus buzzer, even though he wasn't able to get it, but it put him in prime position to potentially hit that buzzer, even though it didn't work out for him. Still, though, he's got the lead right now. 11-9 is the score.
Yeah, and
Yeah, no buzzer, but I didn't.
yeah, the ref's just clarifying that there was no buzzer there. Fuzzy was get the point, and then, so Fuzzy is leading 11-9 going into this point here.
So we'll see if Meter can get it back here. Mark Johnson has been just the constant talker on the sidelines over here, just letting everyone have a piece of his mind this entire event. We should just put a mic on Mark Johnson constantly. So the start of this next round here, standard strategy for both these guys, and Meter's been the first one to go typically when his gun's working.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you see players fill out to that tall tower. I wouldn't like that bunker, I don't think, so much, because you're only able to look one way. You can't see over the top of your bunker, and you just seem a little bit less gun dominant there. Fuzzy bouncing Meter as he makes it to the 50.
Meter able to get that orange buzzer, though, and ask for a check.
I shot him like 3 times.
Definitely has a shot in on his chest.
Yeah,
The
I need to
question
know.
is, did he hit the buzzer before he received that hit? I couldn't quite tell from this angle.
Yeah, I couldn't see when he got shot in the chest, but it definitely looked like he got shot in the chest and kept playing a little bit there.
So I'm wondering, we have seen that, there are fouls out here, aka penalties, and
Bonus buzzer.
they go everywhere from -1 to a -1 to a -5. But it looks like they are going to give Meter that bonus buzzer, so that's going to give him 13. Matt does get the kill. That's going to give him 12. So Meter creeps into the lead.
Yeah, and Meter may have got one back there from when they gave Fuzzy that buzzer there. So I think all's fair. It
Make
comes
a
out in the
call.
wash. Yeah, now we see the reverse here. Earlier in the match, you saw Meter had a kill streak engage, and Fuzz was able to go out and win the one-on-one there. And now they're in the opposite situations where Fuzzy has 2 kills, looking for his 3rd here. And so I think we're going to see the same thing where both players are in the back center. But I think you may see Fuzzy maybe try to take advantage of Meter playing a little bit more conservative and try to go hit a buzzer here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering, is that both guys have been typically starting in that back center, and they try to establish a little bit of gun dominance, but then Meter is typically the one, when his gun's working, making that first initial move to either the Aztec or that stand-up temple. But then Matt's been counterattacking beautifully as well, too. Obviously, this game's incredibly close. With Meter just slight 1-point lead, because he did risk and maybe got the benefit of a call over there hitting that bonus buzzer.
Yeah, slight 1-point lead, but I think you are at a real big disadvantage going into
With
this,
the
knowing
kill
that the
count.
other player's almost on a kill streak. So a real back-and-forth match so far.
That kill streak, I mean, Meter, that's how Meter got here. Meter with Jesse Stevens, he got here not hitting any buzzers, just racking up those extra points on the kill streaks. Kill streaks a 4 points swing. Again, similar strategy here constantly at the start of these rounds. Guys just really respect each other, and rightfully so. I mean, we are in the finals. These guys have played against each other for years. We got a good old AC Dallas San Antonio X Factor matchup here.
Yeah, and you see both players locked in a gunfight here, back center to back center, and it'll be interesting to see who makes the first move out here.
Yeah, and there is, again, no clock, so it's just about the points. Who's going to be the first to get to 20?
Yeah, both players only have 2 pods on their back here, though.
Matt's going to make a pretty big commitment here to try to hit that buzzer. He's going to get it before he gets shot. So that is going to negate the kill streak, but it is going to give Fuzzy that point to get that buzzer. So now
You got
only
a potential game point
Yeah,
situation.
this could be game point. So only 4 points away from taking the victory here at the very first Ultimate Shootout ever. Probably the favorite in this event, Matt Jackson. But Meter also could just have a couple good rounds out here and fall back in and take the win as well, too. It's still really close.
Yeah, and to say 16-14, I mean, it's so close, and it's been so close the whole match so far. So it's one good point by either player could really give them a huge advantage here. I mean, Fuzzy could potentially win it here. Maybe if you see Meter come out and able to hit 2 buzzers somehow, they're able to win it. We've seen it done before. But I think if you're Meter here, you're really just trying to maybe keep this kill streak alive and stop Matt from hitting a buzzer. Because maybe you think Matt's going to come out and be a little bit more aggressive, because if he hits the buzzer, he can put himself in a winning situation here. So it's interesting. I wish we could hear the player strategies going into the points, because there's a lot to think about, and it's not so simple as just going out and playing a one-on-one.
So it's a blue bonus buzzer. This could potentially be game point here to take the victory here at the Ultimate Shootout. Exactly the same as we've seen every single round. Going to start at that back center. No one wanting to risk it here, especially as we're getting deep into this game. And it looks like Dimitri Ninios is going to get that kill. Now he pulls within one here.
15-16, Matt.
15-16 on the scoreboard. Dimitri Ninios 5 points away from victory. Matt only 4. This is a close one here, TJ.
Yeah, and one of the real interesting things is this back center to back center gunfight. They're almost playing those two cans in the middle of the field because they're blocked out over the top of each other.
Yeah.
So it's not really a standard gunfight in the sense that you're in your bunker, I'm in my bunker, and we're snap shooting back and forth. You're almost playing bunkers further away in the middle of the field. So it's a real kind of awkward fight there. So
you're playing the stream.
Yeah, and so I'm a little surprised that both players are willing to go and do that, but at the same time, I think they just respect so much the shooting off break, and they don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense. When the tournament is on the line, you're in the finals, you're going to always, we see it in the NXL constantly, you're going to play a little bit more conservative. So kill streak engaged right now for Meter as he has 2 in a row, and he just needs 1 more to get that 4 points on. So that would take him to 19. If he can get buzzer and a kill here, that's it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You hear a lot of people talk about like styles make fights, and this is a cool one where you have 2 counter-attackers going at each other, and we really haven't seen a matchup like this so far. You've seen a lot of the real, kind of electrifying, exciting matchups with Jesse Stevens and Clint Johnson and Mark Johnson out here, kind of, and BJ. Yeah, and so you really have kind of a unique matchup here.
Yeah, 2 tacticians in this game out here right now in this finals. Matt's going to take a real big bite here off the break, and it pays off. He's able to make it out here towards that orange bonus bunker. So Matt Jackson going for the win right now. If he hits that buzzer.
And it's real interesting because Meter's on a kill streak here too, so Fuzzy's got to be a little careful taking that risk.
Yeah, but Meter needs 5 to win. Fuzzy just needs 4. He's trying to put Meter in right now. Meter gunfighting valiantly, and he's able to get past the buzzer. He hasn't hit it yet. Matt Jackson is just inches away. He's going to get that bonus buzzer, and that should do it here.
Yeah.
They're going to play it out, see if Meter can, again, it does not end just because you hit the buzzer.
Mutual.
It's not going to matter anyway, though, as it is a mutual elimination, but the bonus buzzer hit by Matt Jackson. So Matt Jackson with the bonus buzzer hit, that gives him 4. Gets another point for the kill, and that's going to give him 21 points here. And the victory, Dimitri Ninios ends up with 16 in second place. But TJ, what a hell of a game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great back and forth game. I thought both guys played really well. I mean, it came down to that last buzzer hit at the beginning. I mean, Meter put himself in a great position there with the kill streak and being gun dominant on Fuzzy, and Fuzzy's just able to make that big move. And it was cool to see Fuzzy play real conservative the whole match, and then when he has a point to go and win it, he goes for the bonus buzzer and closes it out.
Making us bite our nails a little bit here because he went past the bonus buzzer. He was inches away from hitting it, but he had to get gunfight dominance before he was willing to take that risk. So if Meter was able to get that kill, he could have clawed himself back in this match. That would have made things really interesting. But Matt Jackson proving just what an amazing gunfighter, because Meter, amazing performance from him. Defeating Mark Johnson to get into the semis, taking Jesse Stevens down, and then battling against Matt Jackson in a really close match, but a triumphant Matt Jackson, the winner here, the very first Ultimate Shootout. Congratulations to him, and what an amazing tournament we had here. Last thoughts on this tournament here, TJ?
I just think it was super exciting. It was cool to see these guys come out and play and see what a finals match looks like, and you really got that feel that it felt like a true finals match. And, you could feel the weight of every point, every one-on-one. Every move in this situation, in this type of format, is so important, in just that the buzzers are worth so many points. You're worried about the kill streak, so it's a lot to process and think about. And you can really feel like the weight of the moment. So it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, love the format. I love the way that things are shaking out here for the Ultimate Shootout. So that was episode 1 in the books. Congratulations to Matt Jackson from AC Dallas taking the title here.
We have our first ever champion for an Ultimate Shootout. How does that feel?
Feels good. One-on-one stuff, individual accolades are kind of weird. If you watch my interview when I got the barrel in Chicago, it's kind of like I'm more of a team guy. But this is cool because it's just us, right? It's us versus the other guy. And it's a fun format. I think the idea of how fast it is, and the dynamic gunfights, you're trying to run and shoot and hit good shots. Most of the time when one of us dies, it's a really good shot by someone, so that feels cool too. You're not just getting shot in your back. That's not necessarily fun in 5-on-5s, but feels good. It's fun. I'm tired though. This is rough.
Yeah, usually I ask who you want to thank, but all you can do is really thank yourself for coming out here. And
No, I can thank all the Go Sports guys, GI Sports, Greg, Pauly, and Cena for putting this on, the staff, you and Maddie for being out here. Absolutely. Things like this are what we need. get different people to watch the sport because it's something different to watch. I think that's the idea with this, and it's going to be really good. It's because there is action. Some 5-on-5 games, there's not a whole lot of action. This is action-packed. People are running and shooting, getting shot multiple times, hitting the buzzer. So there's a cool aspect to it, and I think that'll be a good thing. And thank you guys for putting it on.
Of course. Well, thank you for coming out and playing, being a part of our first ever episode 001. It couldn't have gone any better, and I'm proud of you, friend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Back to you.
So before we sign off, let's get a look here at the final statistics for our top 5 competitors, courtesy of myfanwagon.com and brought to you by infamous Pro Edge Paintball, TradeMyGun.com, and GI Sports. So Nate Roberts didn't make it out of the corners, but he still put up 17 points in a good look, a close loss against the eventual winner, Matt Jackson. And Jesse Stevens, he made it into the semis after his close win over Clint Johnson. Ended up taking the loss to Dimitri Ninios, but 31 points, 14 kills, 17 buzzers, and 17 total rounds. Not bad at all. But if you notice, only one of the top 5 without any kill streak points. Ryan Hall defeated BJ Henningberg in the quarters, but then lost a close fight with Matt Jackson. Still scored 35 points, 13 on the kills, 3 on the streaks, 19 on the buzzers, and 18 total rounds. And moving on, the top 2, Dimitri Ninios taking second place in the hard finals battle. Ended up with a big 57 overall points scored, 26 on the kills, and had a ton on the kill streaks. Actually, the most. That will be the high water mark moving forward. He had double the amount of Jackson, 18 kill streak points, 13 on the buzzers, in 35 rounds. And then on to the winner, Matt Jackson came in as the favorite, and he did not disappoint. 66 total points in 3 ultimate shootout battles, 27 on the kills, 9 on the streaks, but he played aggressive, going for those buzzers while shooting people on the run. 30 points on the buzzers, played 39 rounds, and he looked relatively fresh. His stamina definitely held up. That off-the-break shot was dialed, his gunfights crisp and sharp, and he looked outstanding. He had to win 3 close games. It was not an easy road to take this victory here at Paintball Fit. Matt Jackson, so calm, but so aggressive, and most importantly, so lethal. Our first Ultimate Shootout champion. So that's going to do it here for historic event number 1. But the Ultimate Shootout will be back with event number 2 coming up. Matt Jackson will be watching as the champion, but young up-and-coming Texas talent Mark Baginski, a.k.a. the Iceman, trying to make a name for himself. He'll be joining the field for event number 2. I'm Matty Marshall, and on behalf of our entire broadcast crew, I'll see you on the next Ultimate Shootout.